Welcome to Black History with Mr. Dodson. Today, we'll be learning about O.W. Gurley and Black Wall Street. Born on Christmas Day, 1868, to freed slaves in Huntsville, Alabama, but growing up in Pine Bluff, Arkansas, O.W. Gurley was a self-educated man. After marrying his childhood sweetheart, he became a teacher and also worked for the U.S. Postal Service. Dreaming of a better life in America, he and his wife risked it all to join the Cherokee Outlet Land Rush of 1893. He ran over 50 miles before finally stopping on a plot of prairie grass to stake claim in what would become Perry, Oklahoma. There, he became the town's principal and later opened a general store in the community. He was ambitious and envisioned a greater life for African Americans after the emancipation. In 1905, the Gurleys sold their property in Noble County and moved to the oil-booming town of Tulsa. He purchased 40 acres of land and established his first business, a rooming house on a dusty road that would later become Greenwood Avenue. He then subdivided his plot into residential and commercial lots and eventually opened a grocery store. Greenwood soon became a beacon of wealth, education, and advancement, rivaling areas of New York, Chicago, and Atlanta. Between 1910 and 1920, the black population in the area he had purchased grew from 2,000 to nearly 9,000 in a city with a total population of 72,000. The black community had a large working class that included doctors, lawyers, other professionals. Millionaires were minded. Since all these businesses were black-owned, Booker T. Washington dubbed Greenwood the Negro Wall Street, known now as Black Wall Street. It was a place you could escape economic, political, and social oppression of the Deep South, largely due to Jim Crow. Tulsa transformed from a dusty frontier into a thriving metropolis. Black Wall Street was nearly self-sufficient with black-owned businesses, many initially financed by Gurley, ranging from brickyards, theaters, to a chartered airplane company, hotels, townhouses, and a black employment agency. Greenwood also had 2 newspapers, pool halls, auto repair shops, beauty parlors, barber shops, grocery stores, funeral homes, a YMCA, a roller rink, a hospital, and a U.S. Post Office substation. It was calculated that every dollar spent in Greenwood circulated the black economy nearly 30 times as business thrived. The district even had its own elite high school named after Booker T. Washington, whose goal was to prepare students for colleges like Columbia, Oberlin, Hampton, Tuskegee, and Spelman. Fortunately, the Gurleys' prosperity ended in 1921. Tension had been rising in Tulsa after the Red Summer of 1919 and erupted on May 30th, 1921, when a black teenage shoeshinesman named Dick Rowland was accused of sexually assaulting a white woman in the elevator of a downtown office building. According to most accepted accounts, he tripped and, trying to save himself from falling, he grabbed the first thing he could, which happened to be the arm of the elevator operator, Sarah Page. Page screamed, and a white clerk in the first-floor store called the police, reporting seeing Rowland flee from the elevator. The white clerk on the first floor reported the incident as attempt of assault. In response, a white mob formed intent on lynching Rowland, who was held at the county courthouse. Blacks in the community vowed to protect Rowland from the lynching and descended upon the county courthouse. Gurley, as sheriff's deputy charged with patrolling the black community, tried to make peace but failed. A shuffle between a black man and a white man erupted into gunfire and sparked the Tulsa Massacre. Thousands of armed whites had gathered along the fringes of Greenwood. When daybreak came, they poured into the African American district, looting homes and businesses and setting them on fire. Black Tulsans fought hard to protect their homes and businesses, but in the end, they were simply outgunned and outnumbered. By the time the National Guard and troops arrived in the morning of June 1st, most of Greenwood had already been put to torch. By the end, approximately 300 blacks were killed and as many as 50 whites. More than 35 square blocks had been destroyed. Rowland was later exonerated of his charges, and no one was ever prosecuted or punished for the single biggest racial massacre in American history. With nothing left in Greenwood, Gurley fled to Los Angeles, where he and his wife ran a small hotel. And that's American history.